Good morning. Twyla from Twyla's Totes. Well, this is my second video of the Hellcat Crossbody by the Crafty Reporter. I originally did one the other day with my piglet that I had embroidered. With this is the Smoothy Smooth from Tulip Bee, and then the plaid is your vinyl source. And then on the lining, I have Renew Canvas from Mormino. And it was going to be a good video until I accidentally deleted it. I was so sad. So I already have another one cut out, ready to go. So we're going to start again. Hopefully I won't accidentally delete this one, because y'all know how I am with this stuff. Anyway, like I said, Hellcat Crossbody by Crafty Reporter, and I am using for my vinyl accent pieces Sienna Clay from Mormino. Those are my overlays. I need to cut the centers out. And my exterior bag, I am using this floral from Tulip Bee, and I'm also using as my lining and my piping, I'll show you, this Harlequin. It's tan Harlequin. So pretty. Let me show you the piping. I've already done a couple pieces, but I'll show you how we do the piping in a sec. But I just thought that would look so good as my accent for my floral there. Okay, and also I decided that rose gold would go really well with this print. So I've got my rose gold pieces. I've only got one, I have one slider, rectangle slider, and I don't have a rectangle rose gold rectangle ring. So I'm just going to take this metal bar off, the middle bar. Take that off when we do the strap. And then I have my Heartwood and Hide bag tag. And I've got pop top zipper pulls from Mormino. And I'm going to put this one on the inside. It's a double heart from my Handmade Space. So we've got all those going. And the first thing we have is the strap, our crossbody strap. So we'll get that done first. Let me get you guys down here in position and we'll get started. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let me get my pattern over here. So I can see what I'm doing. Okay, let me grab my webbing. Can't remember where I got my webbing from, but I think the color is really good with the vinyl. Cut that piece off. Okay, now measure out my piece. And you can make this shorter, if you need to, or longer, depending on your needs. Okay. Line this back up. Put my band on it. Okay, we're going to singe the edges of it so that we don't have too much unraveling. Get our double stick tape and our kind connectors here. We don't need these little D-ring ones, so I'm going to put those back in the bucket over here until we're ready for them. Okay, so on the back of these, I have Decaville light at the fold marks on these pieces. And then I'm going to put some double stick tape. See, this one has in the center there. Okay, let's work with this one first. We're going to put some double stick tape up here at the top on both sides here. Guess I should turn my machine on. We can't sew if it's not on, huh? Okay, we remove the tape backing from one side. Then we're going to take our strap and put it in here. Try to get it centered. There we go. Okay, and I will put my snap hook through the ring right there where it folds. You see it? Okay. And then we're going to fold this up to meet this other edge here. Okay. Pull that down. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue down in here too to kind of hold that. Hold that together. Not too much because you don't want it squirting out and you don't want it messing with your snap hook. Okay, so I will clip that together and give that a chance to dry for just a few minutes while we do our slider part. Okay, I'm going to take the other end of the strap, grab one of my rectangle hooks here. We're going to go up the center bar, back down, okay, like that. And then we will put, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this piece here. I'm going to grab my pliers, and we're going to remove this center bar. I'm just going to use my needle nose pliers and take and just unbend that. Try to be real careful so I don't scratch up my, and then we have it separated. See? Okay, put that piece aside. We're going to take our rectangle ring and slide that in like so. So you've got that on that end. I'm working this way. Okay, we're going to bring this webbing end back up to the slider piece. Go in right here on this side of the slider, and back down the other side. Okay, so this slides, this piece slides. This piece we will connect to itself so that it doesn't slide. I'm just going to fold this over and pull it down. Let's see, about, I don't know, maybe an inch. There we go. We've got it folded over in there. Can you see it? And I'm just going to do 2 straight stitches here to attach this to itself. Okay, make sure you've got your other piece just kind of moved out of the way while you do that. I'll click this down really quick. Make sure you've got that slider moved out of the way. good. Now I'm gonna just up a little bit, and sew another row stitching right next to it. Okay. There we go. That part's done. Oh, I'm having a huge hot flash. I might have to go turn my fan on here in a second. There we go. We've got that part done. Okay, now that piece that we clipped on here, we're going back to this piece. And there is a diagram that Amber has done for us showing how to stitch around that so that it looks pretty. Let me get my pen and a ruler. Okay, and there's measurements in the pattern to tell you where to go. Make sure I got this around the right way. Okay, I'm measuring from the end without the hook on it and drawing a mark. Okay, there's my mark. And I'm going to start up here, kind of on this straight edge. I'm going to put my needle down in there. And we're going to leave our tails long so that we can pull them through and tie them off. Okay, let's put our needle down in there. There we go. And make sure you have a piece of vinyl or something to protect your hardware when you get to that point. Okay, I'm going to go across. Mine was a bit too close to the edge, so I pulled it back. There we go. Now we're going to go, oops, put that piece here to protect the hardware from getting scratched up. Go at an angle down here to that line, then across. Then we're going to go back up at an angle this way. To that corner. Okay. Back across the top. Protect the hardware. And we're going to come down this side. Pull this one thread through real quick. Pull that away. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to pull those through. To the back, and we're going to tie that off. and then we'll singe down the threads a little bit so that they don't stick out so much. My threads are being a little bit unruly here. Okay, there we go. It was nice and tight. There we go. It's one side. Looks good. Okay, now that's the front side. I'm going to flip this over and we're going to work on this other piece, our other strap connector, because I want the fold for that one to be on the back side. So we're going to get our other snap hook and we're going to slide it on. Might put a couple of rivets in here too, we'll see. We're going to slide it on this short funny end here. Okay. And that's going to be at that fold, that first fold. This other end, where it's squared off down here, is going to go through this rectangle ring. Okay. And we're going to set it at that spot. I guess I should put some tape on here. I'm going to put some tape across here. On this end. And right in here. Okay. Oops. Just pull it out. Make sure I didn't flip that. Okay. Slide that into the rectangle ring. Okay. I'm going to remove my tape on these two ends down here. On these two on the end down here. And we're going to fold it at that fold line that you have marked. Okay. Get it all lined up a little bit nicer than I did it. There we go. Okay. Then we're going to take the tape off this other end. And we're going to place the snap hook at that fold line. And we're going to bring this piece down to meet up on top of there. That's the front side. That's the back side. Okay. Now we're going to do the same diagram stitch on here. Let's see, get my measurements for that one. And make my mark from the rectangle end. And we'll draw our line across there. And like on the other one, on the other side, I'll start, leave my tails long. And I'm going to start down here. Get my needle down in there. Make sure you have a piece of vinyl. Leave your tails long. And go up. We're going to go across right here. And then down at an angle. Oop. Put my piece of vinyl in there to protect it. To that mark. Then we'll go across And pull my threads through back here. Okay, that folded part, I'm considering that the back side. Go up at an angle again. Across over here. Let's put that back in there. There we go. Now, okay. And then we'll follow this around. My mom's already said that she might take this one from me, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Because I have my Piglet one. And I can always make me another one. Okay. There we go. And we're going to pull the threads to the back, like we did on that other side. Grab the wrong one. There we go. I was pulling on the wrong one. Okay, let's get these tied off. And then we'll singe the threads like we did on the front side, or on the other end. Just to burn them down a little bit so they're not all. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we'll set that aside. And then next, we are going to work on our piping. Now, I've already gotten 2 pieces done, so I'll show you how to do the third one. I clipped these together so that I would know which one was which. Okay. Okay, I have taken some double stick tape, put it down the center, and then I have my piping. And what we're going to do is remove the tape backing. Okay, and I want to come in a little bit. We don't want this all the way at the end. So I'm coming in a little bit and going straight down the center here. Okay, that's too long. So let's see how much we need to cut off. There we go. Then we're going to fold that up over the piping. On my first bag, because I used the Renew canvas, it didn't like the tape too much, but it did okay. This Smoothy Smooth, it's doing pretty good, holding it in place. Just making sure that my piping's not popping up. It stays where we want it down there. Okay, see? Got it. Now she has a measurement in here to sew this at, because we will trim it down some. So just make sure you pay attention to your measurement. Okay, I'm going to check my measurement here and make sure that I know how much I need to trim off. Yep. So it's just a teeny bit that you're going to trim off. Trim it down. And that's just so that you have enough room when you sew the piping in, that you can get as close as possible. Okay, now we're going to make relief snips all the way down this piece. I need to go back and do the other ones too, because I didn't do those yet. That's okay. We're just going to snip it all the way down. I'm just so sad that I deleted that other video, because it was good. But I didn't have enough space on my phone for it, apparently, so it just didn't want to take. So I have another phone that I'm using to tape this one. And hopefully it'll be okay. And we've got volume and all that stuff too, because I would hate to get all this done and then the volume's not on. That would suck. Okay. I'm going to clip this back to this other piece just so I know which one it is. Let me snip these really quick while I'm thinking of it. And these are just to give easement when you're going around the curves of the gusset in the bag, to help ease around the curves. And this pattern was definitely made for this lighter type canvasy material. Bonded poly is what it's called, or what it is, I should say. So if you're on another site like Fabric Therapy, you can look and see what their equivalent is. They have some really good prints. And Itchin' to Get Stitchin' is called Luxe Repel. Wonderground has bonded poly, and they have some good colors and prints on their site also. So you could go crazy with your different prints and stuff. Not crazy, but you know what I mean. One more. I know I should have done this earlier, but we're okay. Let me just snip this one, then we'll move on to our next step. Like I said, I should have done it when it's part of my prep when I prepped these yesterday. That's okay. It's pretty nice and sunny here today. It was really cold yesterday. We didn't get it above 35 maybe. We didn't get any snow or anything, but around us did. My brother that's south of us, He got snow. But we didn't get any. And Lemon's in her window, soaking up the sunshine. You know them orange cats, they gotta soak up them sunshine rays. That's how they stay charged for their craziness. Okay, my hand's getting tired. Almost done, almost done. Getting there, getting there. Okay, here we go. Now, throughout the pattern, there's different markings that you need to pay attention to, and I will point those out as we get there. Ow. Oh my God, I need some different snips for that. That hurt. Okay, next part. Did all that. Okay, now we're going to do our zipper overlay pieces. So I'm going to get those and my exterior lining piece and my interior lining piece. And I've already marked on those where I want them to go. And on the back side of my zipper overlay here, I'm going to put some tape. And then we will lay those over the overlay markings. Make sure on your lining and your main body piece that you mark which side, which end is the lid and which end is the main body, because you're going to need that. On the back side here, I did mine where it says lid, and then the other end says main body, because when you go to put your overlay on here, you're going to need that. And I'm just going to snip my centers up here. My top and bottom centers on both pieces. Okay, I've got the centers snipped. Now, what I was saying about the lid and the main body, like this is my lining, and where I have this box drawn, the zipper box, we want to make sure that it's down in the body of the bag. Okay, so this piece up here says lid, so that's my top. Okay, I'm going to put some tape down the center of each side of my overlay here. There we go. I'll go ahead and put some tape on this one too while I've got it out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it over that marking, the zipper box marking, and we'll sew around it like we do our regular overlay. She has it in the pattern too if you want to do like the traditional overlay or the zipper, like you sew it on the back side and poke it through. Okay, now remove the tape from your long ends and then line it up. Let me make sure that's the bottom, that's the gusset. And I'm just going to line it up with those lines that I marked on here. Okay, looks good. There we go. Now we're going to sew around that. Leave your tails long so that you can pull them through. I do remember a comment I made in the last video that when I'm doing these rounded corners here on the overlay, I'm going really slow. It reminds me in high school in computer class, programming, that she was trying to teach us to program this turtle to do a circle. And I could not get my turtle to do a circle, because in the program you had to, okay, this many degrees turn, this many degrees turn, and I'm like, my turtle was going all over the place. But I definitely feel like I have more control with the sewing machine. I'm going to put this down in the hole I started. Okay. And then we're going to pull those threads to the back. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but I missed a stitch. That's okay. It's not like it's going to fall off for one little bitty stitch. Must have pulled the wrong thread through. It's okay. Okay, now we're going to, I need to check my bobbin because this thread seems really curly. Like it's getting near the end. Okay. See? Looks good. See, there's the curves I was talking about. Got my curve. Check my bobbin. Not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and change it out though, because it's getting pretty low. Add a full bobbin here. That way we're good to go for the rest of the bag. And I'm using, it's a bound bag, I don't know if I said that, and I'm using a fold over elastic. Okay, now we're going to cut this out, just the inside. Don't cut your overlay. There we go. And from the back side, just pull it back some and snip it out of the way. The tape that you put on earlier will kind of hold it, you know, so that you don't cut too far past it. And do your best not to cut your overlay, because that would suck. There we go. That one's done. So I'm going to go ahead and do the one on the exterior also, and then we'll do the zipper and all that. Okay, again, this is my lid and this is my gusset. So I want to make sure that I have that facing me, because these two zipper panels are different. They're just slightly off from each other, so you're not doing the same zipper panel, so that they don't, you know, line up, match up exactly when you do the rest of your bag. Okay. And we're going to sew around that one the same way. Leave your tails long so that you can pull them through. Pull that through to the back side. There we go. Got it. Okay. Tie them off like we did the other one. Now I'm going to show you the, we're going to do the lining for these, and we're going to do them the same. So I'll show you one, and then I'll do the other one off camera, and then you'll see. I mean, they'll be the same, so I don't have to show you that one. I really love the colors in this. It's very fall neutrally. Oh, I forgot to remove the tape from there. That's why that side's not holding up. It's okay. It's no big deal. I didn't remove the tape from the ends of this one. It's okay. The tape backing, I should say. There we go. Doesn't look pretty on the back side, but it looks really good from the front side. Okay. Now, grabbing my lining piece. Let's see. You're going to have two the same. One's going to be for the back, and one's going to be for the inside. Okay. We want our lining piece and our zipper tape. And silly me, hold on, let me cut my zipper tape. Okay, got my zipper tape cut. I'll put my two longer pieces aside. And I'm working on the exterior, so I'm going to use, this is one I got from Wawack. It's kind of like a pop top. Okay, now I'm going to put some tape on either side of my zipper. And then we're also going to put some tape on the short ends of this lining piece, the front side, the right side. told you to put tape there and then I didn't do it. I'm gonna have to get some more tape out. And to the other end. And on my Piglet one, I was so upset. I got all the way finished with the bag and realized my exterior zippers were going opposite directions. So sad. Okay, now I've got my zipper tape with my zipper going to the right now, just for the moment. Okay, and I'm going to put it on one end of this lining piece. Okay, make sure that's going to that direction. I'll line it up with that raw edge at the lining. Okay, now we're going to take our zipper panel, and when it is closed, I want my zipper to the left, over here. So this is the bottom, this is the lid. Okay, bottom lid. So I'm going to put it in, hold on. Yes, flip it around. So this is the bottom now. Remove that tape from that end. And line this up. I keep twisting around, sorry. Bottom, the gusset end. That's the one I want. I'm going to line this up on here. Center the zipper tape. Okay. In the opening. Move the pull out of the way. Remove the backing from the other side of the zipper. And then just line this up. There we go. That looks good. Okay, what we're going to do, see now, this is the lid. Hopefully I'm not confusing you. And this is the bottom. We're going to sew just across this bottom piece here. Okay, and then when that's done, we'll be able to fold this down and then bring it back up to match. I'll show you. Okay. And we're going to leave our tails long like we've been doing so that we can tie them off. We're going to start roughly 1/8 of an inch on the end and go across. Move your zipper pull out of the way as you go. One more. There we go. Pull these out of the way, or pull these to the back and tie them off. Okay. Let's tie those off. So funny, I told you about in high school, the programming with the turtle thing. Didn't do well. And then when I joined the military, I was in computers, but it was more data processing than it was programming. Okay, that's what it looks like. We just sewed across the bottom. Okay, now we're going to fold this down out of the way. Okay, remove the tape from that other end. And we're going to pull it up to the other raw edge of that zipper tape. And just match up your sides. So there's our pocket. Okay. Move that down out of the way. So now when you see, this is the bottom, this is the lid. My zipper's going to the left when it closes. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my needle in down here and we're going to sew up, around, and back down. Keep your tails long so that you can pull them through and tie them off. Sure you move your zipper pull out of the way. Okay, now I'm going to put this needle down where we started. There we go. Now pull those tails to the back and tie them off. And another thing I forgot to do on my piglet one, I did not put my bag tag. So sad. But it's okay. I'm going to put it on this one because I'm thinking of it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add that after I get this pocket closed up. How far are we? We're not doing too bad. And then I will do my other pocket before I move on to my piping. Okay. We're just going to fold this up out of the way and close my door. Pull the pocket out of the way there so that we can close this up. Sorry, I'm going to have to go close my door really quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. That was quick. Okay, where was I? Oh, I'm sewing up the pockets. Duh. Sewing up my pocket. And you're just making sure that you're moving the exterior piece out of the way. Oops, and just sewing the pocket closed. Because this is a bound bag, so we're not turning through anything. Okay, before I go any further, I want to put my bag tag on. So let me get that. Put a piece of tape on the back. Y'all don't let me forget to change my stitch length back after I do this. Okay. I'm going to move that pocket out of the way because we don't want to sew through it. And I'm just going to center it. I'm looking at my center mark here. Right there. That looks good. Okay. Change my stitch length. Make it smaller. Okay. I'm going to leave my tails long so that I can pull them through. And see my pocket, I've pulled it out of the way. A little bit too far on that one, but that's okay. Okay, I'll pull these threads to the back side. Looks good. Tie off. There it is. I didn't want it to mess up the front piece. Not mess it up, but there you go. Looks good. Okay, let's do our other pocket before we move on. Let me grab my other zipper. I put my double hearts on this one. Again, tape across either long end of the zipper, as well as the short ends of the lining. Sounds like we're about done with this one. Let's get out another one. Yep. I got a bunch last time. Weft and Warp had their double stick tape on sale. And I got a bunch of both because I go through it. Okay, we'll leave that side on. Let me find my end here. There it is. Okay. Now, again, the zipper going to the right for now. And I almost moved. We're going to take the tape off of one end of our lining and line this up across that part there. Okay. Now on this one, make sure, again, this is my gusset piece. I'm going to flip this around. That's my bottom piece, the lid's up here. And I'm going to flip it around so that when the zipper is closing, it will be to the left. We're upside down right now. Line that up in there. Let's check. Looks good. Move that zipper pull out of the way. Undo the tape on this end. And yes, I did change my stitch length back. There we go. And that will be the bottom. So it'll be going to the left when we're done. We're going to sew across the bottom of that. Just the bottom. Make sure you move your zipper pull out of the way. Leave your tails long so that you can pull them through. One more. Pull those to the back, tie them off. I do the same. Now we're going to pull that pocket down. Okay. Undo the tape backing on the other end. And pull it up to the top of the zipper there. Okay. There we go. That's our pocket again. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put our needle down in that last hole here. Okay. And then we're going to go up and around. Leave your tails long. Okay, pull your stitches to the back, or your threads, excuse me, on either side. And then we'll close up our pocket. And then next I'm going to sew some piping on the lid of the bag. I might be jumping around in the pattern, I'm not sure yet. I forgot to turn the page. Right now I'm still on the overlay section, so. Just trying to follow it. Okay, now, that looks good. I love the colors. I'm going to close up this bag, or this pocket, like we did the other side. Just make sure you're moving your outer piece out of the way and you're not sewing through that. Trim down this bit of zipper over here that's hanging over and singe it. Okay, that looks good. It's our lining piece. Okay, let me see where I'm at. Was I supposed to sew the piping onto the lid yet? No. Okay, so I didn't miss anything. Next, did that. Did that. Oh my goodness. I'm all the way down here. Did that. Oh, she says to get a drink of water now. Okay, and she also, like I said, she has to do the zipper the traditional way, where you fold it through. Okay, let me get a drink of water really quick, because it's in the directions. Okay, we're going to put that aside now, and I'm going to grab my exterior and my piping casing number 1. Okay. And what I did on the first time I did it, instead of, you know, cutting a notch in the center, I just marked it with my pen so that I could see it better. So that's what I'm going to do here. And I'm just using my silver pen, and it's enough in the seam allowance that you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, what we're going to do is on the lid part of the bag, where I marked lid, and I have the center marked, we're going to line up the centers and clip that around. And because of the snips we put in there, it should ease around fairly easily, or nicely, how do you want to say it. I do remember, I haven't marked that part yet. Hold on. Let me grab my pattern piece here. Like I said, there are marks that you need to I'm just throwing everything on the floor. It's okay. All my pieces. Huge trash can, and I still miss it. Okay, I'm going to put my markings on here for my piping landmarks. And those are on the pattern. So these are just marks to tell you where to start and stop your piping. It's little teeny tiny marks. Let's continue. Oh God, my heater, my air conditioning unit outside. I hope it's okay. It's making weird noises. Okay. And I'll probably use my screwdriver like I did on the other one to hold this down in place. To keep it out of the way. Okay, now those markings that I put on there, that's where the piping will go. You know, you'll ease it on and ease it off at that point. And we're just going to base this on for now, because we'll be sewing again later. When we put the zipper on it. Okay, got that around. There's my mark. So what I'm going to do when I start it, I'm just going to pull it gently off the side here. You can put like a little cutout piece, triangle piece right there, just to give it a little bit more give when you're pulling it off and on there. Okay. I'll grab my screwdriver. Oops. And I'm going to pull that over just a bit. Here we go. I'm pushing the piping with my left hand towards the presser foot. or the zip, yeah. So that it kind of stays where it needs to be, because the foot is trying to push the piping away. So I want to make sure that it stays as close to that edge as it can get. Okay, as we come around this side and we get close to that, I'm just going to ease it off there. There we go. It looks good. Okay, this isn't the full seam allowance yet, but it kind of gives you an idea of how it's going to look. I'm just going to cut these little dog ears off of here. There we go. Now that's our lid piece. Done. Done. Okay. Now we are going to, let me do this on my lining piece first. We're going to put our slip pocket, and then we're going to work on our gusset. Let me find my slip pocket trim and my slip pocket. Okay. Now on my slip pocket, there is a measurement she has you put on back, because the way we put it on, you will instead of being evenly, down the center of this piece, one side will be bigger than the other, and that will be the back side, so that you make sure that you catch both sides when you're doing your top stitch. I'm just going to put a little piece of tape along the long edges of that. Okay, and I have a little tag I'm going to put in here. Which one do we like? Stitched with Love. There's a heart on the back. Or Oh Hi, I think you're amazing. How about I think you're amazing? This is for my mom. Well, at least I have her in mind while I'm doing it anyway. I think we'll do that one. Okay, what I'm going to do across the top pieces here is I'm just going to base these closed, because I wanted this to be a lined piece. And in the pattern, it's not. I mean, you can have it lined if you want to. You just cut two pieces. There we go. Now I'm going to take my slip pocket and I'm going to lay it down just below that line that I drew on the larger half of it. Just below that line. All follow it down. There we go. Take that down. I'm going to take my I Think You're Amazing. Matches the color of the flower. Oh, it does. Okay, and I'm going to place that right in here. We're going to fold that down. Covering that raw edge up there. And I'm going to take this and put it in right about there. Oops. I'll pull it down just a little bit more so that we can read it. Come on. There we go. Now we're going to top stitch across that raw edge there. Love it. Okay, now see how it's folded? You've got the big side and you've got the smaller side. Now I'm just going to base the bottom part just so that it's not unruly while we're working on our next step. Okay, I'm going to find the center of this piece and make a mark. Grab my lining. Make sure I move my pocket up out of the way. And we're going to match up our centers down here at the bottom. I'm going to clip this up here at the top and put a clip down here at the bottom. Okay, flip it over and we're going to base it on from this other side, from the lining, the back side of it, because we want to follow around that curve. Just make sure you pull this pocket up out of the way while you're doing it. Okay. Start over here. Move that pocket out of the way. And we're just gonna, like I said, follow this curve around. Okay, now we will trim off this excess. Just follow the lining. There we go. Now you have a slip pocket. You could always separate it if you wanted to, but I don't know if I need to. Okay. Now, we are working on, okay, just did that part. Now we're going to do the gusset. So we'll move this out of the way. think we've got to baste these together. Hold on. Yep. I'm going to baste these, my front and back together. Make sure you have your lid marks matching and your gusset marks centers matching. Yep. That's how we do it, Lemon. And then just clip it around, and we're going to baste these together. Let's work our way around the other side. Because of our layers, our pockets and stuff in here, a little bit big on, thick on the, not at the seams, but just inside of it. Work our way around. Let's go back up to the top here. Work on this. Come on. Okay, now I'm going to start at the bottom here and work my way around. I want to get back up to the top where the piping is. I'll use my screwdriver again. And just go slow. Make sure you've got your edges matching up. There we go. Those two pieces are basted together. Outside, inside. And this will be like our lid right here. Okay, now we can work on our gusset piece. So I'm going to get my lining and my exterior, and I need pipe. Well, we need both pipings, but we're going to put, let's see, I need to make sure that I mark, oops, on my lining piece, what I did on the other one. Okay, so you mark your main and your front. So it means main body and front piece. So on my lining piece, I want to make sure that my main body, I'm just going to put a little tiny M right here so that I can see that, because once these are basted together, my fold over elastic is going to cover that anyway. But any kind of marking so that you know after they're basted together where your main and your front are, you're going to need that. Also on the lining piece, you need to make these other marks where your piping for either side is going to land. Make sure I've got it. There we go. So you make sure you put those marks on here also. On the front side of the piece, otherwise you won't be able to see it. Okay, and there's a measurement also that you're supposed to measure down from the end. I'll put that on there also. Okay, got them. Ouch. Now, the front panel piece, that's the front. We'll take number 2. No, number 3. Number 3. Yes, that's number 2. Just making sure I got the right ones. And I'm going to do the same on this one that I did on the other one, where I'm going to mark the center with my pen instead of a snip. And then we will use those markings to go on and off. Okay. Now, I need some tape because this helps. Oops. And I have to mark this one too. I didn't do that. Hold on just a second. That is the front. And my piping's going on and off. I don't know why I marked it on the other one. Okay. And this side, because I'm putting it on the exterior piece. Okay, now I have it. And just near that mark, I'm going to put some tape. And this is just going to help hold the piping in place. My tape is being weird. It just pulled the sticky part off, so I don't have any sticking on this one part of my tape. There it is. Found it. Let go. Let's try this again. I'm going to put a piece over here on this side. Just follow it around. There we go. Now on the front side, I'm going to put, matching up my centers there. I'm going to clip also as we go. Oh my gosh, I wish I had done this on the first one. Taping it down like that. So much nicer. I just clipped it. Okay, there's our mark. Okay. And the other way. Well, hopefully the piping won't move as much. Okay, where's our, there it is. Our mark. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little triangle slit cut right here, so it'll bend easier on each end. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to stitch this on here, pulling it off right there at that mark. And then up here at this mark. Okay. And we'll cut those dog ears away. And then we'll do the other side with the other piece of piping. fold this in half. Mark my center. Okay. I'll remove this tape backing. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, now find our centers and match those up. Oh, come on. My finger got stuck to it. I have to clip that part right there because it didn't want to stick. Okay, there we go. Got it. And then the other direction. Okay, and just like we did on the other side, I'm going to snip a little triangle piece in so that it turns easier at that point, just so that we've got so that we can pull it off. You know, it bends a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing, base this on, pulling it off at that point. Get down here and pull it off again. Okay, and we will check and cut those dog ears off. Ugh, it's sticky. All the tape. Thought it sounded funny. There we go. Got it. Okay, now we're going to base the the exterior and the lining together. That's why I had to put the little M on there, so that when we match them up, I can still tell which side is which. On the lining. Just so that I get them matched up together. Okay. Let's do the other side. Get it nicely matched up there. Go down the other side the same way. Okay, got those clipped together. We've got wrong sides together. We're going to baste that on. I'm just going to start down here at the piping. Well, I'm going to start all the way at the top of here. Okay, let me check, see if it's sticky. A little bit, because of our tape that we have in there. Let's do the other side. Okay, got those done. Got our piping on. Got our pieces basted together. Okay, about that. Now we're going to clip. We're going to take our piece and our exterior, and we're going to clip the main body piece. Oh, I wrote it on the side. See, I had to write it on this side because otherwise I was going to fold it up. Anyway, it's going to go to the gusset bottom piece. Match up our centers and then work our way around it. What does it say? Should just ease it around nicely. Oh, there's a mark on here. I always forget to do it. Okay, on your piece again, there are marks. No, that's the wrong one. I don't know why it says interior zip. Never mind. That's not it. Forget I said that. Anyway, match up our bottom pieces, our centers, our gusset to our main body part of the gusset. And we're going to work our way around. Ease it around the curve. Ease around the curve. We've got that piping there. And up here, where we have marked, we will start at that mark when we stitch it on here. We're not going to go all the way to the end. We're going to start and stop at those marks that we put on here. Okay, I'm going to clip this around. That piece right in there. clip it. There we go. There we go. That's what it should look like right now. Okay, and then we're going to stitch around that. And we are okay. We'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. I hope I'm not getting something. Okay, this is where we left off. Where we're at. Okay, now we're going to stitch that on. And we're going to put our needle in at that marking that we did up here. And we're going to sew around that. Excuse me. Let's see. And we're just going to base that. To begin with. And then we'll come back and sew at our regular seam allowance. I'm trying to feel where my, excuse me, my piping is. So that I make sure that it's not in the way. I'm using my screwdriver to hold everything down. Just make sure you move your screwdriver out of the way. It doesn't move it. There we go. I'm going to stop up here at that mark. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Now we're going to do our seam allowance. We're going to go around again and we're going to do our regular seam allowance. And we're going to put our needle in again at that spot. There we go. Hold your threads. And this time we're going to try to keep it at seam allowance because we're trying to keep the piping. We're going to try to keep as close to that piping as possible without sewing over it. If you have a zipper foot, this would be a lot easier. Because you'll be able to get a lot closer to that piping. And we're going to stop right there at that mark. Okay, let's turn that part out and see how we did. could be closer, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. I don't think I'll be able to get any closer. So I'm just going to leave it where it is because it looks good. I don't want to risk sewing around it or sewing on it, but it looks good. Okay, next step. Did that. Okay. Now we're going to work on our front panel. Throwing my pieces all over the place again. Okay. Move this aside, and we're going to work on our front panel with our zippers. My lining piece. Okay, what I've done on my exterior piece, is on the back side I drew the box, the zipper box that's on the pattern. And then you're not cutting out the zipper box, you're just going to cut down the center of it, and then you're going to go cut these little V sections out here. All the way to the corners. Like so. Okay, we've done that. Cut those open. Now, we're going to put double stick tape right along those long edges of that center that we cut. Okay. And then we'll put a little piece down here by the little triangle piece too. So that when we fold that little piece back, it'll have something to stick to. Okay, now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to mark. I'm going to use my other pen now. Okay. I'm going to make a mark along this. And this is my air erase pen that I'm using. Okay. I'm coming down this side now. And what we're going to end up doing is folding, removing the tape from those long edges there and folding to this line that I just marked. You see it? Let's do it before it misses, before it erases itself. And I'm just going to fold to that line. tape on this other side. The backing, I should say, excuse me. And fold to that line. Remove the tape backing down here on our little corner pieces and fold those back. I'm going to use my seam roller and flatten those down as best I can. There we go. Okay, that's what it looks like. Looks good. Did that. Now on the back of our front zipper pocket, liner number 1. Liner number 1. We're going to mark let's use our eraser from the top edge. Okay. We'll put some tape there. And then we'll fold that down to that line. Tape's going to go the top edge of this. Remove the tape backing and fold this down to that line. Okay. Roll that again. There we go. Now we're going to take one of our long zipper pieces and we're going to put tape on either side of the long edge here. There we go. Okay, got that tape down. Okay, we're going to take our front panel piece and with our zipper opening to the left, we're going to place this in here and centered. I'm going to do the bottom one first. There we go. And I made the mistake on the first one, my piglet one. I did the excuse me. I cut into the lining also, which you're not supposed to do. So don't do that. little finicky. Line this up in here and center it. Okay. Make sure I've got enough on either end. We're looking good. Move the zipper pull out of the way. Remove the tape backing from the top piece. And gently lay that in there. Looks good. Okay, now we're going to take this piece that we folded, flip this over, and on the back side of this piece, I will put some more tape. Just kind of along that center there. Okay, remove the backing from that tape. Oops, I didn't mark that center. Mark my center here because we're going to need it. Just a second. Okay. Now, where the centers are, matching up my centers down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to put this along the edge here, and they should match up with your folded like that. I can feel the front folded edge, and they match up good. So we're just going to sew across the bottom there. Okay, put the needle down right about there. Leave my tails long. Finish about there. Pull the threads through and tie them off. I'll show you that I caught the back side of it here. See the stitches? Caught the back side. So that's good. Now we're going to take our other lining piece and we're going to add tape across this top edge here. And we're going to place this, I want to find the centers, which they're going to match up. Okay. Working on the back side here. And we're going to take this piece, remove the tape backing, and place it face down at the top edge of the zipper tape. And it should match up with your other lining piece. There we go, on the top edge there. to stitch. We're going to put our needle down in this hole down here, and we're going to stitch down the short side all the way down the long side again and back. I need my tails long. And we're going to pull our threads through and tie them off. So far this video is a lot shorter than my last one. I'm not having as many, knock on wood, technical difficulties. There we go. Got that done. Now we're going to pull back our outside piece away from the zipper tape edge, and we're going to close this pocket up. Okay, got that sewn together. Now we're going to trim it down. Just make sure you pull your main piece out of the way there. And I'm just going to singe the zipper areas again because we cut them. Okay, that part's done. It looks good. Okay. Next, we're going to make some marks on the back of our main piece here. Okay, let's see. There. Over here. There. bottom. And then we're going to draw a line from that corner to that corner, from that corner to that corner. Okay, and we're going to snip into there. We're going to put some tape down. Snip into that diagonal line there on either side. Then we'll get our tape. And put it along these edges here. And before we finish, before we fold that over, we have some other marks to make. Across the bottom. This one should hit just above the your lining of your zipper pocket. Where mine hits anyway. Okay, we're going to be folding those to those marks. Okay, we'll fold this over to that mark. And this one over to that second mark. And then our long piece will fold down. Okay. Then we're going to get our lining. And we're going to make the same marks and fold it down also. Grab my lining piece. Oh, I'm going to keep that piece out because I'm going to need that one next. There it is. I was like, I just had it. I know I did. Okay. We're going to put some more tape on our folded edges here. And this will be for our next step. And then we're going to repeat the markings on our lining piece here. Remind myself of those were again. Okay, and then we have Same thing, slip into those corners, those first marks. Put our tape. Put our tape in there, and then we're going to fold to that those second marks. Okay. Remove the tape backing and fold over to that second mark. Same on this side. Remove the tape backing, fold over. Okay. And fold this down to that mark. Looks good. Oh, let's see. Sorry, that was loud. Okay. Now, with our main piece, I'm going to remove the tape. Excuse me, remove the tape backing. I keep saying that. Okay, now this is where I messed up on the last time. I want my zipper going to the left. So on the back side, I'll put it on the right, going to the right. Nope, there it goes. Okay. Let me flip it over. See, now it's going to go to the left. And we're just going to line this up with the top edge of our tape here. Make sure that's in there good. Make sure I caught it. Okay. Just make sure it's lined up good and looks even along there. Just using the light to look. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that, the shadowing. Okay. Now we have another piece of tape along the bottom here. We'll do the sides. And we're going to match up our folds. Okay, I'm going to put wrong sides together, and where the pieces are folded is where I'm matching it up. And they should line up. Pretty well together. And if we miss this, you know, we can do another stitch. We'll just have double stitches. No big deal. See, I'm using my light and I can see right here. It's not lined up. Okay, that looks good. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got my lining and my exterior lined up together, and I've matched the folds there. Okay, so now we're going to stitch around that. Make sure your folds are out of the way. Looks good. There's the front. There's the back. I caught it. Was able to use the light to find it on this zipper tape because it's light. I wonder if I could do that with the other one. Okay. And I have both zipper pulls going the same direction. So I'm pretty happy with that. To that. Now, we're going to take our little D-ring pieces here. And I'm using the 3/4 inch D-rings. Put these in here. There we go. Next little piece of tape. On each one. And I have some Decaville light in there also for stability. We're just going to fold this over and match the edges. Okay. Do the same on the other one. Fold it over, match the edges. I'm going to put a little clip, hold these together. For the moment, because then I'm going to take my pattern piece here. Ooh, I'm going to have to put some tape on that. Let's move my zipper pulls out of the way. And I'm just going to remove, I'll put some tape on the back side here of each piece. There it is. Like I knew I had it just a second ago. Okay, now I'm going to take my pattern piece on the front side here and line it up. You see what I'm doing? I've cut out the holes there where the placement of these pieces are going to go. Remove this tape and I'm going to set it down in there like so. and then I'll just remove the paper from around it. Okay. And then we'll do the same on this other end. Line that up. Remove the tape. Place it. You probably use your air erase pen to mark where they need to be if you want. Okay, now we're done with that piece. Okay, and we're going to sew around those and put a rivet in there. Okay, I'm going to move the lining out of the way. I'm going to start down here. Start down here at the bottom. Come on, there we go. Leave my tails long. A piece of vinyl so that I can protect. In the stitch that we started. Okay, pull your threads to the back and tie them off. Okay, now let's do the other side the same way. I'm going to trim that other tape down just a little bit. Do the same. Oh, I should have trimmed that one down too. Okay. Okay, remember, get your lining piece out of the way. And this one I can start over here. then we'll put a couple of rivets in real quick. Doing good. We just have to put this deck together with the main body. I'm just holding this up, please. Hold on. There we go. One more. And I will add a piece of interfacing to the back side of our piece here, so that we've got room, you know, extra strength for the rivet to go through. Let's see. I don't get to use rose gold rivets very often, so I'm excited. And then I'll put some in my strap connectors also. Okay. Move that light out of the way. Right there. That through the hole and the interfacing piece that I cut. And cap it. And same with this side. Through the hole and the interfacing. And cap it. Okay, I'm gonna press these really quick. Look at that. Looks good. I'll put those rivets on the strap connector piece later. Okay, next step. Now we can baste our front panel together. So our pieces aren't moving all over the place. Just gonna put some clips around to help hold it. Get it all basted together. Ooh, don't do that. And just make sure that you move your D-rings out of the way. There we go. Now we can take our main body piece and we're going to match up our centers. Oops, I almost did it the wrong way around. I almost did. Turn it this back, wrong side out. Now, match up our centers. Make sure your piping's tucked down in there. And then when you get up here to the D-rings, make sure that those are down out of the way. And we're only sewing from that mark we made on there, up here at the top. We're only sewing from there to the other one that we put on there, or the mark we put on there. So I'm going to sew from the gusset side so I can see it. We've got this part and then the binding, and we're done. And we are at not even 3 hours yet. That's good. Okay. I'm going to sew from the gusset side. Double check my bobbin before I get going. I'm sure it's okay. It's getting kind of low there. We'll do this part and then I'll change out to this other bobbin for the binding, just to make sure we've got enough. Okay. I'm going to base it first. I'm doing the wrong part first. I put that on there all nice and pretty. I wondered it. We got to do the zipper side first. And it's okay. No big deal. Let's do that. I'll get my mark on here. My center mark for my zipper. Center mark for my zipper. We're good. Now, we're starting on the lid part first. Match up our centers. And follow this around. Push that D-ring out of the way. You might have to, you probably will have to move your zipper pull as you go so that it doesn't get in the way. start. And we're going to do the basting stitch first. Okay. And we're going to start just a little bit past the zipper panel here. Unzip it a bit easier to hold on to. I'm just pulling the zipper tape over to where it needs to be. Making sure my piping's not getting in the way. And you don't have to do the piping on any of this if you don't want to. But it looks really good. I like it anyway. If you have trouble with your seam allowances, then you don't have to do the piping if you don't want to, because it will fight you. And then on this end, we will stop. Now we're going to go back and sew it again at our regular seam allowance. And we're going to start and stop where we did that one. And this time the piping may get in the way. Just moving this zipper pull out of the way. And we're going to stop over here. There we go. Let's see how we did there. Let's zip that closed real quick. Let's see how it looks. Looks good. I like it. Okay, now we can do the bottom part. So it's a lot easier to do the top lid there, the way it was written there. and then do the gusset part after. Just make sure your D-rings are down in there. You don't want to sew over those. And we're going to be starting and stopping at those marks I was showing you earlier. Okay, let me change my bobbin real quick. Not too complicated. See? Good thing I remembered to do that. Let's take this other one, it's pretty full. Now we're going to start at that mark and go around to the other one. Just squash that down. Technical term there, squash. I'm just going to base this on first. Now we're going to go back in at the regular seam allowance. And these are supposed to be open for now. We'll close those up in just a minute. Okay? Now let's start back over there where we were. And we'll do our regular seam allowance. Got it. Okay. Got that part done. Now, I'm going to open my zipper over here. Okay. Now you see where we're at here? Where that piece is? We're going to ease that in. See how nicely that eases in there? And clip that. Together to that point. On both sides. Just going to check to make sure my D-rings are out of the way. Yep. Same over here. Just let it lay in there nicely. Clip this around to here. Okay, now we're going to sew around that curve there. It first and then do the seam allowance like we did on the others. Got it. Now we'll do the regular seam allowance. Make sure that D-ring is out of the way. Looks good. Now let's do this side. Do the regular spots, and then we can bind the whole thing together. Looks good. Okay, let's get our binding. I'm so glad we're at this part now. We are almost done, and we're just over 3 hours. Okay, we're gonna do the gusset part first. And as you go on here, just gently pull the elastic as you go and clip it. And this should cover up all the stitches that you've done previously, so it looks a little bit cleaner in there. I'm going to use my screwdriver again to hold it all down as I go. Oops. Those won't cut. Okay. Start on this end. Just squash everything down anyway. Again, I'm pushing on that binding inside with my finger to kind of keep it from pushing away. Keep my seams nice and tight. Sure caught it all the way around, and we did. Okay, now we're going to start here and go around the lid, around this curve, and down and around the front. Okay. And the thread and the fold over elastic here I got from Sienna Swag. She has some that matches a lot of her thread colors. I think I did the wrong one. I think I was supposed to do that inside one. Nope, maybe not. It's fine. It will be fine. No matter which way you do it. Just make sure you keep your bits and pieces out of the way so that you're not sewing over them accidentally. Might have to get the template pieces for this though. I have a bunch others that I want to do. Okay, here we go. We are about done. Okay, double check my bottom again. I'm just worried about running out. No, it's good. I think we're good. Okay, let's get this done and we can turn around. Start over here. Looks good. A little bit right there. Okay, let me snip this right here. We missed right in there. Redo this section right here. Hold on just a sec. There we go. Okay. Looks better. That's better. Okay. We got it all done. Double checked. Let's turn it up. This material is so nice too because it turns so easy. That up. Looks good. Oh, I'm happy with that. Pockets. Like I said, I could get the piping a little bit tighter. I need a better foot. It still looks good. And the piping's in there. It's just not real tight. There we go. Looks good. I'm so happy with this. Okay, let's get our put a couple of rivets in here. Let's see where we want to put them. Okay, that looks good. One there. Yep. Punch those holes. And then on this end, we'll just put one in the center. Okay. Let's give this some rivets. my fingers there? There we go. Let me press these down, and then I will move you guys into position and we will check it out. Hold on. There we go. We're back. And there she is. She's done. I'm so happy. Look, I put some rivets on. One in there. Okay. And we're going to add this to our bag. Look how well that webbing matched the lining, or the vinyl. There she is, the Hellcat from Amber at Crafty Reporter. And my exterior and my lining material is from Tulip Bee. So you know we've got a zipper and a slip pocket. And this is a bound bag. We've got an exterior pocket here on the front, and we have another zipper pocket on the back. It turned out really, really good. So there's that one. And here's my piglet one. Back to you. They look really good. Hopefully I can get this video uploaded for you guys. Oh, I'm tilting. I had fun. Hope you guys did too, and I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.